Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Animator 2000, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 10 favorite VeggieTales episodes. Alright, let's start things off with number 10. It's the Big River Rescue. Yeah, okay, you guys were not expecting that, were you? Yeah, number 10 VeggieTales favorite episode is the Big River Rescue. Big River Rescue. I really enjoyed this episode. It's got a lot of fun, classic, early American colonial day humor. What does Mr. Lunt say? Classic American humor. You know, with the flawed characters. I like Mark Twain, and I've read his books, classic American stories. So this makes it also classic. Let's head on to number 9. It's God Wants Me to Forgive Them. This is a really fun episode. I love the We Are the Grapes of Wrath. It's just that song is too fun. And the it's just nostalgically classic. I love it. And that's why it's in here. There's a few other nostalgia episodes, but this is the big one that I have in here. It's a very good one, you know. It's also one of the only episodes where Tom Grape shows up, you know. He's one of the fun characters that just disappears after a while. All right, let's head on to number 8. Number 8 is LarryBoy and the Rumor Weed. I love this episode. This episode is really fun. Just the selection of characters they have in it is great, and I love a lot of the cinematography and the it just feels like a classic superhero movie, but just with all the extra good humor from VeggieTales, making it even better, you know. So I really love that. And one of the things I really enjoy about this episode is the fact that they add a bunch of characters that they just never show ever again in any other episode. Like, it shows Pumpkin and a pear, and okay, well, the pear was used in some other episodes, but I really enjoy that. All right, let's move on to number 7. Lord of the Beans. Okay, yeah, that might get some people annoyed too. I really like Lord of the Beans. Is it because I like Lord of the Rings? Kinda. You know, if I was gonna choose between Lord of the Beans and Lord of the Rings, I'd choose Lord of the Beans. That sound confusing at all? Yeah, I thought so. It's just got all the good parts of a story in it, you know, with Junior's whole every gift is given for a reason. We don't choose which ones we get, only what we do with them. I've been given a gift, and I want to know what it's for. And then his song is so good. To have a gift is a wonderful thing. Your spirits will lift and your heart will sing. Though some might use it to live like a king. First I want to know what it's for. I think Lisa Fisher can do a really good job with that one compared to what I can do. All right, let's move on to number 6. Number 6 is Don't Give Up on Doing Good, the VeggieTales show episode. Why in the world would I put a VeggieTales show episode into the top 10 list? Because I think this one really is just it just pulls from Phil Vischer's message, and I don't know. I really like stories about David, King David from the Bible and beforehand, and just his story is really cool. So VeggieTales doing that was really fun, and I enjoyed it. Also, just the end song is just one of my favorite VeggieTales show episode songs. You know, don't grow tired of doing good. You know, I just like that song. I would say this is probably one of the better VeggieTales show episodes I've seen. All right, let's move on to number 5. All right, number 5 is King George and the Ducky. I love this one. Because I love my duck. I don't know why I even bother. Love my duck. You just can't reason with this guy because he loves his duck. And VeggieTales too, because it's really awesome. So I really like King George and the Ducky. It's too fun. The songs, the antics, and I love the beginning.
Hi, this is Bob the Tomato.
And I'm Larry,
Stoink.
the cucumber.
You know, Jimmy and Jerry trying to, run a show episode was just like, most shows, including the VeggieTales show, do a repetition in the beginning of every show. I loved how VeggieTales decided early on to throw curveballs, and like they're trying to actually make a kids show, but the characters themselves keep messing up. It just makes it too funny. So yeah, that would be in the song, the 12 Days of Christmas, this is my 5 gold rings. It's kind of like the midpoint, and this is where things start to get epicer. All right, let's move on to number 4. The Star of Christmas. Yes, I had to choose this one somewhere. I bet most of you are expecting this one to show up as number 1. This is my 4th favorite. It's a story 100% original. Like if all of the episodes prior to this one, I think almost all of them that I was talking about are based off of something. Like Don't Give Up on Doing Good was based off of a Bible story. Lord of the Beans is obviously Lord of the Rings. LarryBoy and the Rumor Weed, that's a little bit more original. Same with God Wants Me to Forgive Them. But Big River Rescue is also a parody. Like VeggieTales is known for its parodies, but The Star of Christmas, I liked how they had the vibe of a parody, but then it never really actually was a parody, and I thought that part was really cool. And of course, all of you know, my favorite scene of all time is in this episode. We'll save that for Christmas. All right, let's head on to number 3. Number 3 is Lyle the Kindly Viking. I don't know if anybody is going to argue with me on this, that it's a good episode. I know some people think it's just a little bit too much for a kids episode, but setting that aside, I just love there's no errors in this episode. Like, you go back and look at Big River Rescue, and they try to do good quality animation, but there's always that error, like the animator slip showing. Like, it's just, there's that little, it's not perfect, Lyle the Kindly Viking, they did a good job of just rounding everything out and making it look as good as they could. The water wasn't incredible, but it was still good. It wasn't amazing, but it was good, I love Lyle's songs in this. Well, actually, most of the reason why I like this episode is because it's part 2 of King George and the Ducky, and it's Archibald's turn to, lead the episodes on the countertop, and that was pretty good. And I loved his, "Oh, that's what I get for whacking with peas," like the classic French and British argument there. It was pretty funny to put that in there. Let's move on to the next episode. This is going to be my 2nd favorite, so this would be second banana, but also pretty good. Number 2. Number 2 is going to shock everybody. The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything. Okay, yeah, everybody is going to really not like this. This is number 2 on my list, but I like this episode. Okay, movie. It's still technically an episode. If you look in the tier lists, Pirates Who Don't Do Anything and Jonah are both in there because they're technically episodes, okay? They're made by VeggieTales. They're episodes. All right, I really like the Pirates Who Don't Do Anything's epic storyline, and just there's so many humorous jokes in there that I love. I really like vegetables in the cinematic theater is just great. It's time to do the big reveal. What my number 1 favorite VeggieTales episode of all time is. Number 1. Jonah, a VeggieTales movie. Okay, I think some of you saw this coming, but it's the best VeggieTales episode/movie of all time. Like, remember, I was talking about, animation errors. There's no animation errors. Like, you're talking about quality. If you're going to look for the best vegetables, best vegetable model designs, best era, anything, it's Jonah VeggieTales movie. Like, it's the pinnacle point of VeggieTales. It's like the golden age. It's amazing. I could go on for hours about how good Jonah is. And the disc is so much better than just the movie. You've got the VeggieTales, the veggie commentary, which I love, and you've got outtakes are hilarious. You've got little snippets in the main menus and all the options. Just this is the pinnacle of just veggie goodness, and that's why it's my number 1 favorite. And if anybody's a VeggieTales fan, they have to at least agree that Jonah is the top. I've never heard anybody say that Jonah, a VeggieTales movie, is not a good VeggieTales episode. Why? Because it's the best.
The end.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. This has been my top 10 favorite VeggieTales episodes. If you want to see a top 10 tier list, let's get this video to 15 likes. As always, it's been a pleasure doing videos to you. Special thanks to John Bostic for asking me to do this, and special thanks to Ultimate Unofficial VeggieTales channel because I used his tier list to come up with my top 10. And last of all, thank to all of you for watching. Be sure to subscribe, hit the bell if you haven't. We'll see you next time. Congratulations, you have now watched past my outro. For this, you have been rewarded with absolutely nothing. Now comment below Veggie Buck, and you'll confuse everybody else who didn't watch to the end.